What's up, Bridal Babes? I hope you're ready for another exciting episode of your favorite local wedding show, Bridal Buzz. I'm your host, Kat, and if you're watching on YouTube, you might be wondering why I'm sitting on the other side of the table. Well, that is because I am joined with my fiancé, Jackson, and today we are the ones that are going to be interviewed. You're going to learn a lot about how we met and where we're going from here, so we're really excited. Today we're going to be interviewed by Kendall. You might recognize her from our TikTok, which if you're not already following us, you better go do it now. And a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Limelight Photography and Video, before we get started. You're going to hear more about them later on from Kendall. And from here on out, she's going to be asking the questions and we are going to be answering them. So with that, let's get started.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Kendall.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. This is my studio now, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to put some pictures of me on the wall.
Do it.
I should. Okay, so this is all about y'all.
Yes.
So what was life like before y'all met each other?
I'll start. I grew up in Houston. I did a lot of musical theater. I was a cheerleader growing up. I moved to Austin to be in a better music environment. And right around the time I met Jackson, I was just learning a lot about different spiritualities and different approaches to life and how to live it to the fullest. And that was kind of the place I was in where we met.
Well, before we met, I was working at a grocery store. And I had just gotten back to Austin after attempting to be an esports gamer in California.
My guy.
And was just kind of finding my way. I just dropped out of college before that. And didn't really know what I wanted to do. So was figuring things out. And I figured one thing out.
Aww.
We love that.
And that's what he loves, green juice, I'm sure.
Yeah, love the juice. But yeah, life was pretty dark and cold before I met Catherine.
Aww.
My heart. Okay, so tell me a little bit how y'all met. All I know is that it has to do with compounds and no shoes.
Not compound, commune.
Same thing, I guess.
Tomato,
Chemical
tomato.
compounds, no chemical compounds, just a commune. Known as the Blueberry Hill House. It was a very fun home where there were a lot of parties and hippies, just having conversations till 3 a.m. about philosophical things. It was a very fun place to be, I think, for both of us in that time of our lives. And he actually knew one of the roommates of that house from, they worked together in high school. And I met the other roommates through St. Edward's University. So Jackson actually lived like 2 streets down from the Blueberry Hill House. And it was our mutual friend Jess's birthday party that day. So I don't know if you want to share a little bit about how you got to that party.
Well, 2 months prior, I had gone and visited my friend Jess, and Catherine was there, and I saw her and thought she was the most beautiful girl I've ever seen, and unfortunately, she didn't even look at me, and so...
He's like, let's get the truth out about how we actually first met.
Yeah, so kind of wrote that one off. And until 2 months after that, I had gone to the birthday party before everybody got there.
Yeah, we were both there before the
And
party, helping.
I was
get ready.
helping, my friend, and we kind of locked eyes from across the room. And
Literally, it was like a movie moment.
yeah, and then we kind of played we're interested, not interested
Like a
all
cat
night.
and mouse game.
Yeah, kind of running around, and that was really all she wrote.
Aww.
The rest is history, as they say.
As you know.
No, but for real, like at the end of the night, I could not imagine ending the conversation with him. It was like, I still have so many questions I want to ask this guy. I still want to talk to you forever. And so I don't think, like literally from that day on, I think we spent almost every single day together.
Dang,
until
so
I
y'all-
like traveled.
Oh.
Yeah.
So y'all were like completely like captivated, like
And-
love at first sight type
Yes, enamored. Like I think, yeah.
Yeah, so as you said, didn't want to end the conversation, so we stayed up all night talking, and I had to work at 6 a.m., so I casually longboarded over to
He's a trooper.
the grocery store, and got to work.
And before this, he asked me, can I take you to dinner tonight? So
that night, yeah, we went to a dinner date.
After he stayed up all night and had to go to work at 6 a.m. and then I think it was like an hour after the dinner, he just completely passed out.
Yeah, needless to say, I
slept
passed
for like
out
14
pretty
hours.
You just didn't want to miss your shot, huh?
Not throwing away my shot.
Amen.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked out well for y'all.
Right?
Guess so. Yeah.
Okay, so obviously y'all were completely captivated in love at first sight, but Jackson, how did you know that she was the one? Like, was it something she did or said?
There's a lot of things she did and said. How we interact, how we grow. It was just time and time again that every adversity we faced, we got better. And, that meant a lot to me. It means a lot to Kat.
Yeah.
And so, really, just a series of events that I knew that this was going to last for a very long time.
Y'all are making me cry.
Oh my God, you literally are.
I know, this is so sweet.
I think there's some tissues in here.
I've never been invested in someone before.
Aww.
Thank you.
We love you
KPDA.
too, Kendall.
Thank you. Can I be y'all's adoptive child?
In time,
We'll think about it.
potentially.
You need to put in an application.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get in line.
Where's the Google Doc for this?
Private.
Dang.
View only. Just kidding.
My heart. Okay. Well, how did you know that he was the one?
I think very similar to what he was saying about just the way that we handle challenges when they come our way. And on top of that, I've just never met a person like Jackson. And the way that he challenges me to be the best version of myself, I've never had that kind of accountability in my life. So to have someone who loves me well and loves me honestly is a dream come true. And I mean, look at that guy. Look at this girl. The physical attraction's there, the emotional connection, the spiritual connection, the level of just mental ability. I'm impressed by him every day and the work that he does, and he inspires me to keep growing. So, yeah.
The feeling is absolutely mutual.
Couldn't agree more.
Well said, Kat.
Just like
Thanks.
ditto. Okay, so how did you know that Kat wanted you to propose to her?
How did he not know?
Yeah, I was about to say, how
I've
did
heard,
I not know?
I've heard a few stories, but
Every day. Every day. When is it going to happen?
Not every day.
It
Maybe
felt
for
like it.
for a period of time there was a little bit of pushing, and then he was very honest with me about, hey, the more you remind me about this, the more like annoying it gets, like it's gonna happen. Just trust me, basically. Trust me.
Yeah, it wasn't every day, but we certainly talked about it. It wasn't an unknown. It wasn't a surprise. It was something we talked about and planned for. Maybe not the exact day or year, but we knew where this was going and what trajectory we wanted to be on. And it just said a lot about our communication and how and where we wanted to go.
Yeah.
we love
And
that.
granted, like we're going on almost 6 years, so at this point it's like either commit or like where are we going next from here? That's where I was at, because I just think marriage is a beautiful part of being with someone who you love and are completely exclusive to. And at this point in our relationship, it makes sense, And I think we had to grow to a point to where we really knew, like, this is my person. I don't want to be with anybody else. Like, I can't imagine being with anybody else. I don't want to at this point, Like, he's the only person I want on the top of my head, so.
I love that y'all had open communication about it and stuff, though. That takes a lot of bravery.
Yeah, that's how you know it's love, when you're able to really, vulnerably share and communicate with each other, for sure.
Now, we've got a lot more to cover, but before we get there, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Limelight Photography and Video. This company is a family of photographers and videographers that specialize in romantic and timeless images and videos. You can find them today on sanantonioweddings.com. Again, that's Limelight Photography and Videography. So, Were you in on the proposal? Like, how was that planned?
I definitely wasn't in on the proposal. We did go ring shopping together, but that was about it for my involvement. Yeah.
Yeah, I enlisted her mom, and I knew I wanted to do it during the holiday because it was kind of a sneaky way to get a lot of the family together.
Smart
And
move.
so her mom kind of helped me plan out, kind of some smoke for the day. So we got an itinerary together and made sure that she knew nothing was up. And yeah, her mom really helped out on the day of, and her best friend Hannah.
Who he went out of his way to fly here from LA to be there for me that day. If that's not love, I don't know what is, That, yeah.
Well, I knew she needed to be there, so I made it happen.
Yeah, he did.
Would you kill him if he didn't? Maybe not kill me.
I wouldn't kill him. I love him a little bit too much for that, but
Just give him a good smack around.
and yeah, it would have been different. I'm so appreciative that she was there because I've known her since I was 3 years old, and she's now married to my cousin, so she has my same last name until I marry him right now. So we are as close as can be, Hannah and I.
That was crazy. Love that though.
Me too.
Okay, so whenever you proposed, you said that you had like an itinerary for the whole entire day. So did you have the ring on you the whole entire time? Like, where did you hide it?
Well, classic, kept it in the backpack until the time of.
Where did you keep it before we went to the ranch that weekend, though? Where were you hiding it?
Well, I had a sneaky spot. Not sure if I should disclose it because I like to keep it sneaky. But,
what other surprises is he hiding?
You never know when you need a good spot, but I'll give you an idea. My jackets have a lot of pockets. You're not going to search through every jacket in my closet, so
It's a good
it might
point.
just be hanging out in a pocket in a jacket.
I think he
don't
really
know.
thought I was going to be like deep diving through everything he owned to try and find the ring, which honestly, at a certain point in my life, I probably would have.
She was like a kid the day before Christmas, is how I imagined it. Just looking for the presents in the closets.
Oh my gosh.
Waiting to see the new Lego set or whatever. So had to make sure it was secret.
Love that. Since you guys went ring shopping together, did you already know what ring you were going to get?
I had an idea, but he started playing it off like, oh, there's a commercial for a jewelry shop. Maybe we should go check it out. And this was months after we had gone ring shopping. And I had a breakdown one time because I was like, did you get the ring or did you not? I need to know, because if you didn't, we need to get it now, because there's a certain time period for creating the ring and putting the diamond in the setting correctly and all these things. We got to do it now. I have to get proposed to by the end of this year. That was my timeline. And at a certain point I was like, we're running out of time. It's not going to happen. If we haven't got the ring, it's not going to happen this year. So I was an anxious mess.
If he didn't propose to you by the end of the last year, what were you going to do?
I had this ongoing joke that I was going to move to Montana and start over.
So it was a joke.
It was a joke.
She made an offhand comment one night about it and thought nothing of it. It literally went in one ear out the other.
He
She
thought
was kind
nothing
of
of
joking
it.
about it. I was like, haha, yeah, that's ridiculous.
I would never actually move to Montana.
Turns out she was telling everybody. Her aunts were sending her Montana gifts for Christmas. and
Literally.
Her
I have a
little
book all about
cousin
Montana now in my house because they're poking fun at me. But here's the thing. Everybody kept asking, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? I have these questions coming my way. I don't know the answer. I had to come up with something good to keep them hanging on.
That's
to spice it up a little bit. So it was a funny joke.
Now y'all are ready if you ever want to go visit Montana.
We kind of joked about having our honeymoon there, I think. It's a beautiful place.
Beautiful.
Hands down, would love to visit Montana. Don't think I could live there. Too much snow. Too much cows.
So just give me more detail about the proposal and how you executed it.
Well, as I mentioned, I enlisted her mom and her best friend. The day was pretty nerve-wracking, really, because I had to kind of go through the itinerary normally, and it was at the end of the day that it was scheduled to happen, around sunset. But her friend was flying in from LA the day of, and we needed to conceal her. So we kept her in a room for 2 hours. She was just hanging out. She ended up surprising her parents too, so that was nice.
Yeah, so my best friend's parents and brother were there too for the proposal.
Oh, dang.
They got a nice surprise.
Because they're now
that
part
day.
of the family, you know?
And her mom was really good at being cool the day of.
Yeah, she kept her cool.
Yeah. It really all happened for the sunset pictures we had scheduled. And we had kind of a rough idea of when that was going to happen. You know, can't really time sunset, I guess. But kind of unluckily, her grandfather wanted to go shoot clay pigeons
Right as the
10
sun
minutes
started
before we were going to do it, the sunset pictures. And I was like, okay, you know, let's
And you wanted
let's
to go
I wanted
with
to go
your
shoot.
dad
Yeah.
too, yeah.
We wanted to go shoot for sure. So we shot some things, and I was like, guys, we gotta go. Trust me, we gotta get back.
And they had no idea. My grandfather, I think, did your dad know?
Yeah, he knew.
Okay.
Didn't know when it was going down though. So we set up for sunset pictures after rushing over there, and hid the ring in my boot. And her best friend Hannah was hanging out on the balcony,
Recording
of
the whole thing,
main
and I didn't
house.
even see it. Her doing that, like, could have easily seen her out of the peripheral of my vision, but I was just focused on the person taking our pictures.
The family really almost blew it at the moment because they kind of shuffled us into the middle of all of them,
Which is not
and
normal.
then everybody pulls out their phone
They're
and
like,
starts recording
not-
us.
yeah.
Everyone starts pointing at
their phones toward
her.
the middle.
Oh, no.
was
And
like, what's
I'm kind of
going on?
delaying because I'm
People
kind
are,
of
like,
nervous. I'm like
looking at the
fiddling with my
camera.
boot, and yeah, they're all
Looking at the camera, but with their phones toward us, like.
yeah.
And then everybody's just like still. And I have a family. There's probably like 25, 30 people in this picture.
Yeah, things are never still.
Once the
this
pictures are done, you move on. And so I
Right.
was like, why is everyone just waiting around? Like, what? Why are we all just patient right now for the first time ever?
So yeah, I shuffled her out and pulled her out and grabbed the ring on my boot and did it right then and there, and made sure that she had her back turned to Hannah, who was at the house. And I kind of whispered in her ear. I was like, well, that's all the surprises for today. And
And then quickly like turns my
Yeah,
body
then
around, and I
flipped
see
her
Hannah
around.
like running toward me, and I literally like fell to the ground. I was like, what in the world? Like,
yeah, it was a nice moment.
how did you get here? Basically was my what? And yeah, then I find out she's been stowed away in an upstairs bedroom for like 3 hours. My mom even like made her a baked potato, brought it up to her, like.
That's
and
actually a good
nobody
point.
noticed.
That almost gave it away, because this phantom plate of food that her
Yeah, my
mom
mom's, like,
was
making
taking
2
upstairs.
I didn't even question it though.
And she was like, oh, we're just taking it upstairs for someone.
Did she say that?
No, but I mean, when you looked at her, it was like, why are you taking your dinner upstairs?
Sneaky baked potato move.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was really, really special. And I think everybody says, like, when you're in that moment, there's just so much happening and your adrenaline is like so high. And I totally understand what they're talking about right now, or now that I've experienced it. I remember everything he said to me, but after it happened, when everybody started coming up and congratulating me, there's videos of me hugging people, and I'm like, I don't even remember like interacting with that person immediately after, because there was just so much going on, and like we were taking more pictures and running around and like screaming and celebrating, and it was a lot of people's first proposal to witness too in my family, so that was really special for everybody involved, I think.
Yeah, it was a real flurry of people flying at us and,
Yeah,
oh my God, I can't believe it.
trying to take pictures with us.
Pictures
and,
and yeah, all kinds of stuff.
people on FaceTime. I'm like,
Yep.
don't even remember talking to them, but there's videos of me saying hi to people on FaceTime, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was all such a rush.
Whenever they all like pulled out their cameras and put you like in a circle, did you know what was happening?
So again, I knew it had to happen before the end of the year, and this was Christmas Eve, so I didn't know exactly that it was going to happen. At this point, I was done getting my hopes up for a specific time and place. I just wanted it to play out the way he envisioned. So while I had like a little hunch that maybe it might be happening that day, it still surprised me, and maybe the phones made it a little bit more real right before, but I still was like, it might not happen right now. And if I get my hopes up, I'm going to be so let down. So I just let it happen.
Were there any other clues, like people trying to get your nails done or anything?
No, I automatically got my nails done because I like to get my nails done at least once a month, and it was like time, and it was Christmas time. So I was like, I'm going to get some fun Christmas nails, and thank God I did because they looked good in those pictures.
Yeah.
So what are your wedding plans now? Like, have you started planning it at all?
Yeah, so we have a date, we have a venue, and we have a planner. We're going to be getting married in spring of 2023, so we've got about just over a year to plan everything, and we're really excited. It's going to be in Fredericksburg, and we love the wine country, so get ready to drink some wine, guys.
That we do.
That
Like
we do.
wine. Good wine.
Good wine.
Oh, not the $5 ones from Target?
Absolutely not.
That's a headache waiting to happen.
Not worth it.
Not worth it.
I mean, hey, if you're a college student, it's worth it. So how has your ideas of love changed since you've started this relationship?
It's been more realistic. You know, the commitment to each other, serving each other, showing our commitment in ways that isn't so obvious in the, love stories that you see maybe in the movies or something like that.
Yeah, you don't see the work they put in behind the scenes, like...
Yeah, the service to each other, making meals for one another, helping each other out, like she mentioned, facilitating each other's growth, building each other up. That's not so obvious when you see the love movies and whatever. So
or even just
it's
us from the
every day.
outside, it's like you don't
Yeah.
see what...
It's an everyday
Yeah.
thing. Love isn't just when it's convenient.
Well, we
It's,
love that.
Yeah, and I think
every day.
we both have different love languages, so learning how to show love in a way that we both receive the best has been very beneficial in our relationship. And I just assumed before I met him that everybody loved in the same way I did. And so finding out that he's an acts of service guy, I was like, okay, so and I'm still working on it, but doing little things around the house for him means the world, and for me, I'm more of words of affirmation, physical touch. I love hearing good things about myself from other people, being validated in that way. But he is he feels very, very loved when things are taken care of. So.
Well, I work from home too, so I see it every day,
Yeah.
all day.
But my idea of love, I think what he said, there's still a lot of romance, and I think people don't realize that sometimes you have to reinvigorate that, but the everyday dedication to each other and working toward a better future together that we both agree is the path that we want to be on, more than just butterflies and birds flying around Cinderella and but I do still want to have a fairy tale wedding, so stay tuned for that.
So if you have any advice for couples looking to take the next step, what would it be?
For me, it would be communicate clearly, and once you know you've done that, be patient, because some people don't deal well with repetition. The more they hear things, the more they want to defy that thing. So if you've done your job to communicate to your partner that this is an important step, then after that, it's up to your partner to commit to you in that way. And if they don't, then, you need to think about that and maybe have a conversation about that and make sure you're both on the same page for your future.
Yeah, I would echo the communication, specifically talking about your future and where you want to go, what you want it to look like, because if y'all have a very similar idea of what you want the future to be like, you're on the same page, and marriage is forever, more or less.
We want it to be, yeah.
Right. So before making that commitment, you want to make sure that your future's, as of now, are coinciding.
Yeah.
So if you have one piece of advice for people planning a proposal, what would it be?
Enlist their mother.
Bring a third party.
Yeah, bring a third party. Get their best friend involved. Find someone that can do kind of some dirty work for you, so it's not so obvious that you're doing it, and you can kind of play cool and just set things in motion. But listen to what they want and try to align your vision with the proposal to that, because you want it to be great.
Yeah, like I think I told him, oh, my family doesn't need to be there. I don't need anything big. Like, he literally asked me on the couch and I'd say yes, But the fact that he knew how important my family is to me, he made it a point to make sure that it happened when all of them were there. And I'm so glad it did, because it would have been special if we were alone and it happened in an intimate setting like that. But the fact that we were able to celebrate with, our closest family and friends was very, very special.
We love it. You did a great job, Jackson.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, thank you.
We all love Jackson here in the office. Team Jackson.
My future adoptive dad.
We'll see if we can get you on the list.
I know, right?
Is there a long line?
Apparently.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Well, thanks again, Kendall, for stepping into my shoes for a day and sitting in my chair and asking us these questions. That was fun.
You're
You
so
have fun?
very welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
So, Bridal Babes, don't forget, the buzz doesn't have to stop here. We are everywhere online. If you want to read more about Jackson and I's story, you can find our blog on sanantonioweddings.com and the Engaged in SA section. And today's sponsor is Limelight Photography and Video, so check them out on sanantonioweddings.com. Thanks again, Kendall. And yeah, thanks, Jackson, for coming in.
Thanks for
It
having me.
was fun. And we'll wave at this camera and we'll say bye.